This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 8. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy, and say, Thus saith Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, a sword is sharpened, and is also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sure slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Brakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren that's teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the elect, 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there, shalom. I'm the brother Dhamma Gabar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, hey, and the sword is being sharpened, all right, and the sword is definitely being sharpened that it may, be handled, man. And part of the sword that is being sharpened goes back to the blessing that Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, received when you read the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter. And as his blessing was, by the sword he shall live. And right now, as we're entering to the final, stages of this man's rulership, as we're coming to the end of this age, the end of this world, as people like to say it, we know that, as it tells you in Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse, this man is getting ready to come down with great wrath, seeing that he has but a short time. You see? And in order for him to get this new world order up and running, it's going to be done through a lot of violence, through a lot of, basically through this man waging war on you people. Waging war on you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the biblical Israelites. Him waging war on truth tellers, people that are exposing his agendas, people that are basically standing up against his, his artificial intelligence and this whole digital infrastructure that he's trying to establish. He knows he's going to have to basically fight like hell to get this thing to establish, and he's going to have to wage war on you people to beat you into submission for the most part. You see, so now, his sword is being sharpened, and part of the sword, which is Esau's blessing, is this technology, man. Yeah, we know that he's using this technology to do all these miracles and, things like the brain chip interfaces and Neuralink, and he's showing you, how AI can, perform surgeries, and through AI and technology, they could make the blind to see and the lame to walk. There's that aspect of it, but there's also the aspect of this technology being used, this technology being weaponized to be used against you people, man. And you better believe this man is going to use AI to wage war on you people. Right now, he's letting you use AI to, to come up with meal plans, and you're interacting with AI to get certain information. You're asking AI questions about this and about that, and it's giving you good, information and ideas, and helping you, to do business and have different business ideas and shit of that nature. But you don't see there's a lot of other more nefarious sides of this AI that's going to be against you. All right. And like I do these videos all these times showing you this, watch this, right? Showing you that they're using this technology is also being weaponized to be used against you people. It says, watch, humanoid warbot live fire mortars at a Vegas test range. You see? So now, like I said, they're going to use this artificial intelligence and AI and these humanoid robots, not only to, so-called be maids and housekeepers in your houses, but they're also going to use these humanoid robots to wage war against you people. I just did a video the last week where they got a lot of those AI dog robots patrolling the World Cup. They got those robot dogs out there patrolling and doing security details, scanning people's faces, which they said, oh, well, they're not scanning your face, which, okay, don't be so stupid, okay? Because why do they got those AI robot dogs out there doing that? So that they can get familiar, they're doing what they were created to do. They're gradually rolling these things out so you people can get familiar with it, so that when you see these humanoid robots, you don't really think anything of it. But that, oh, they're just there to do patrols, to walk around, to interact with the people. But little do you know, with the snap of a finger, that same humanoid robot can be equipped with an automatic rifle on the back of its, on its back, to go door to door and to do sweeps and to do military type of things, man. You see? Because everything that this man does is war-based, it's weapon-based, it's sword-based. So let's check this out. And believe you me, these robots will be used in the future to wage war against you protesters, Once people, once the major sedition that is prophesied in Second Ezra's happen, when these people finally wake up to the fact that, they've been duped by their elites and by their governors and their politicians, when they crash this economy, when all hell breaks loose, and there's lawlessness, you better believe these humanoid robots are going to be rolled out to wage war against you people, to keep the peace, to do the bidding of these elites, because eventually they're no longer going to use or rely on humans to be in the military or humans to be the police force. They're going to be these humanoid robots, and we've seen countless of dystopian movies where they show you in the future that these humanoid robots will be used as police and military, and they're going to be used to punish you people, man. But let's check this out. It says it's not just one-way attack drones operating an AI-enabled kill chain that human soldiers have to worry about on the modern battlefield. We have been laying out this story, and we're among the first to point out that humanoid robots are not only entering factory floors and warehouses, but are also moving toward the battlefield, you see? And pretty soon these robots are going to be used against, it's the citizens, you people here on American soil, here in the soil of the UK, London. Hey, a lot of these humanoid robots are going to be used as security forces for these elites, for these politicians in the future. In the future, when people no longer trust the government, they no longer, want to be police officers, they no longer see the point of being in the military because they realize they've been duped and they're being used. These devils, they're just gonna use these humanoid robots to make up the lack of people being in the military and in the police force. And guess what? They can program these robots to do whatever the hell they want to do. They're not going to have any emotions. They're not going to have any sympathy for you people. They're just going to be programmed with a job to do, and they're going to carry out that job to do. It's like Esau's angels on the left-hand side, man. You see, and these robots can do whatever the hell they want to do, because why? You're not going to send the robot to trial. You're not going to be able to sue or to take one of these robots up on trial for doing what it was programmed to do. And remember, these robots are not going to have a conscience. They're not going to have any sympathy for you people. Like I said, it's just going to be programmed to execute whatever they've been told to do, and they're going to do it, man. And they're going to be equipped with all this technology and AI to be able to, to scan your faces. They're going to know exactly who you are, because in the future, these robots will be totally linked with artificial intelligence. They'll have the ability to scan faces and know who each and every individual are. When the powers that be, say, look, this person and this person are a person of interest, they're an enemy combatant. Once they scan you and see you, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong, man. They know once, they've been given orders to this person is deemed, somebody that needs to be taken out or whatever, or captured or apprehended, it's going to be just that, man. See, hey, so this sword is definitely being sharpened, man. It says San Francisco-based robotics company Foundation Future Industries is developing a dual-use humanoid robot called the Phantom MK1, and I did videos on this robot before. It says designed for heavy manufacturing, logistics, and the military. The defense angle for the Phantom MK1 is quite simple. Oh, listen closely, right? Replace the human soldier with a robot for close quarter battles operations. You see? And when I hear that, it makes me think of urban, like I did videos before. A lot of these robots are being created and used for urban tactics, for doing things in the urban, in the city, in major cities, going door to door, doing all type of sweeps, patrolling, arresting, firing at, et cetera, et cetera. Everything that a normal human soldier would do. You know, just think about what the military was doing over there in Afghanistan being done here on the streets of America or on the streets of London, but it's going to be these humanoid robots, man. See that? And check this out. It says the defense angle for the Phantom MK is quite simple. Replace the human soldier with the robot for the close quarter battle operations, including breaching and room clearing support. You see that? It says beyond CQB or close quarter combat, a never before seen video now shows the Phantom MK1 operating a mobile light mortar system during a live firing training exercise in Vegas. You see? So pretty soon, you know, these robots are not going to need these humans to help them do this shit. These robots are just going to be able to do these things all on their own, man. You see? This was a video, I thought. No? But anyway, I think it says, to better understand the foundation's position, we've reached out for comment. The company responded with the following statement. The U.S. military has backed Foundation and over $73 million on grants and contracts to develop their robots to this point, you see? So these developers and these companies are getting paid by the government to get these robots war ready, man. You see? Hey, and this is part of the sword that is being sharpened. It says, although many of the use cases they worked on have been logistic focused, the ultimate goal has always been kinetic use cases. Although drones and UGVs have been promising new robots on the Ukrainian battlefield, humanoids are the only robot being built that promises to interact with the entire fleet and arsenal of human weapons and vehicles. Yeah, pretty soon it's going to be these robots are going to be the generals and the ones leading the charge of all these other AI weapons, whether it's the drones, whether it's the robot dogs, you know, whether it's the manless tanks. You know, these humanoid robots are going to be the generals and the ones leading the charge against you damn people in the future, man. You see? It says, launching mortars and soon breaching doors have become near-term proof of humanoids moving from logistics to kinetic engagements. Oh, here we go right here. Now check this out.
Why this $60 invention is making $300 pressure washers obsolete. Because it... Grab. All right, you good? You guys ready back there? Yes, sir. Oh, wait.
See that? That's part of that sword, man. And these devils are getting funding from the government to create these damn things, man. See, so, hey, that sword is definitely being sharpened. Look at this one, right? I did the video on this one. Look at this, the MK Phantom holding that 9 milli, man. And you better believe he's going to shoot with pinpoint accuracy, man. See, this is part of the sword that's being sharpened. This is part of the flood that's getting ready to come down upon you people via these elites when it's time. And remember, you just had Elon, and it's not just Tesla, it's not just these companies. You got hundreds of these companies that are being funded by the government to make these robots by the millions, and eventually probably by the billions, man. You see, because they're going to be using these humanoid robots to replace you people on pretty much on every level of society, man. It says, in February, we outlined that humanoid robots would soon move into the modern battlefield, not just factory floors and warehouses. A little more than a month later, Time picked up on that reporting. More recently, CNBC followed with a piece titled, "This Trump-linked startup plans to put humanoid robots in the military." And if they're going to be in the military, you better believe they're going to be on your local law enforcement, man. You know, patrolling your streets. You know, they're going to be your lawyers. They're going to be your, your lawyers. You know, they're going to be the bus drivers. Every part of your society, these robots are going to be there, man, doing the bidding of these elites, and putting holy hell on you people that don't comply, that don't get yourself in line. It says, Foundation co-founder and CEO Satyajit Patak recently said that a humanoid soldier arms race is already happening as Russia and China develop dual-use technology. Yep, it says, just like drones, machine guns, or any technology, you first have to get them into the hands of customers, you see? And this is why I said, you know, Esau is using his blessing to weaponize every goddamn thing, man. And like you see, AI is being weaponized against you people, man. You see, and this is part of the sword that is being sharpened that's going to come up against you, Jake. So we're not living in the time of mirth. We're not living in the time of all of this peace and happiness, you know? And don't be deceived. These devils telling you, oh, yeah, you know, we're going to make a humanoid robot to be in your kitchen. And it could babysit your daughter. It could make you eggs in the morning. It could do your laundry. Yeah, and it can also put a bullet in your damn head, man. It can also be your judge, jury, and executioner. It could be your new military. It could be your new police force. It could become an enemy of you damn, you people out here, man. So that sword is definitely being sharpened, man. Hey, and this is why we're going to need divine intervention and help from on high, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, you see? So everything that these devils doing is all being weaponized to be used against you people, especially against you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So we're not living in the time of mirth. Remember, I quoted Revelation 12 and 12 because this is the time that we're getting ready to come into. You see? And this is why we're going to need Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in these last days to deliver us and save us, man. You see, Jake think, well, I got all my guns. I got this. I've been prepping. I've been preparing. Hey, none of that's going to save you, man, from the terror of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And from what this damn devil Esau Edom has, what he's preparing for you people. You see? This man is getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's getting ready to come down. He's going to come down hard upon you people, man. Hey, and we understand, being the hopeful elect, that all of our faith and trust is totally in the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And this is why we're putting our faith and our trust in him. We're making our bodies a living sacrifice. You know, we're trying to do all that we can to be found pleasing and, doing the will of the Lord, so that when these days come, we can be delivered from it, man. So this is Exodus chapter 15, verse 5. You know, it happened then, it's going to happen again. Exodus 15 and 6, it says, thy right hand, O Yahweh, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Yahweh, have dashed in pieces the enemy, you see. This is why we always prophesy and speak about, we're going to need spiritual power. We're going to need divine intervention. We're going to need help from on high, from what this devil is getting ready to come down with. Because comparing us to the military and all this shit that Esau has, we're nothing but worms, man. We're pretty much helpless and defenseless. All right. And I don't care if you got a couple of rifles or if you got a closet full of guns and you got ammo and you've been doing all this, man. Look, what you have pales in comparison to the power that the American military and these elites have at their disposal, man. Here it is. You can have all these guns and all this shit in your house, but Esau can just fly a drone over your crib and just blow your whole house up with you in it and all those guns that you thought were going to protect you, from them. This man could, like I said, he could, send in a Delta Force in the middle of the night while you're sleeping or whatever the case might be, He got these AI robots and these technology. They can see through walls, man. They got things in your house spying on you that are eventually going to be linked directly with this artificial intelligence, man. Like I said, this man, pretty soon, it's going to be nowhere you can run, nowhere you can hide. He's going to have you cut off on every angle. And all he has to do is press the button and send in some of this Phantom MK1s and other military humanoid robots or drones or dogs or whatever he has at his disposal to get at you, man. So we need divine intervention, man. It says, and in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sentest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils the waters were gathered together, the flood stood upright as an heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. Now we know this is speaking about the judgment the Lord brought on the ancient Egyptians, but hey, it's going to apply now in these times, because aren't we in the modern Egypt? Aren't we in the spiritual Egypt? And we know this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath, just like the ancient Egyptians did upon the Israelites, man. Hey, and we're looking for the same results. The Lord is going to bring his show his right hand and his divine intervention on behalf of the elect this time. Here's the point, verse 9. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, and my hand shall destroy them, you see? And this is what this is likening to, man. Back then, they physically rolled down on the Israelites, but now they got a more sophisticated and a more technological version of riding down, which is going to be via this technology, this weaponized humanoid robots and weaponized technology. He has in these last days. It says, I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind, the sea covered them, and they sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders, you see? And that's what we're going to need. Look up this word for wonders, man. And we're going to need wonders, man. All right, we're going to need divine intervention. We're going to need things like spiritual power to be able to defend ourselves from these things, right? And the word is pala. It says a wonder, a marvel, extraordinary, hard to understand, a wonder of the Most High's acts of judgment and redemption. You see, oh, look at this, a miracle. You see, it's going to take a miracle, and we're going to need miracles. Let's go to the root. Same thing, huh? To be marvelous, be wonderful, be surpassing, be extraordinary, separate by distinguishing action. Right, because the Lord is going to be doing things on the behalf of his elect that people are going to have to see it to believe, man. You know, the Lord's going to have it to where, you know, a brother might get the ability to just, you know, destroy a whole fleet of these humanoid robots or some of Esau's super soldiers, or, you know, you might be teleported out of a situation, you know. There's going to be a lot of wonders and miracles that's going to be done on behalf of the elect, you know, in these last days, man. All to exalt the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yep, to do extraordinary or hard or difficult things. To make wonderful, do wondrously, you know. You see? So the Lord's going to do even more wonders in these last days for the elect. It says, thou stretchest out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto the holy habitation. Yep. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold of the inhabitants of Palestine. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling, shall take hold upon them. And all the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By the greatness of thy arm they be as still as a stone. Till thy people pass over, O Yahweh, till the people pass over which thou hast purchased, you see? And all these nations are going to witness and see the power and the wonders of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai upon his elect and upon, you know, these different, upon these devils when they come in like a flood, man. And we true and wholeheartedly believe that these miracles and these wonders will be, done on behalf of the elect, because prophecy says so, man. And we can literally see how these things and these miracles are definitely going to be needed, because we see the type of shit that we're up against, man, and how this technology and this weaponization of it is going to be used, like I told you, you know, for urban warfare, man. You see, we're gonna need divine intervention from technology like this, because remember, these things are going to be, you know what I mean, shooting with pinpoint accuracy, man. You know, it's going to be like that devil dog on the Black Mirror episode, you know. And I'm pretty sure this is just some of the shit that they're showing us. I'm pretty sure they got even more deadly or more highly sophisticated things that they're going to present, you know, as things get crazy, man. So, hey, we got to be prepared, man. And our faith is going to have to be on an all-time high. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you are edified. Until next one, shalom.